Riis, do me a favor. You grab that for me? Thank you. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That's right, on a Wednesday. Week 304 Wednesday in the building. Shout out to my man DJ Riis, the ruler in the building. I'm going to talk to him in a minute, but I am your man, Maze Jackson. Live in the building on a Wednesday morning. I got my money green on. Ready to get my paper. Get that bag. Get that dough. Get cracking. Get it moving. Hey, y'all. It's kind of nice outside. Kind of decent. I walked to the car. Did not have on a coat. Because I actually left my coat in the car last night. And I didn't want to have an extra one. Now, check this out. Is my man Willie Wilson doing his thing today? Is it today? Let me check my calendar, because I think we might be causing some traffic jams today. You know Willie Wilson is giving away free gas, right? Yeah, hold on. Let me get it, because I got it. And he sent it to me. And I think I do have the rundown. All right, hold on. Let me check this out. What's March 7th? Nope, tomorrow, March 17th. So I'm going to post it. I think we might have to go out and check out some of these. But tomorrow, Willie Wilson is giving $200,000 worth of gas away. You going to be in line, though. Oh, you trying to get on. Oh, you know what? Now, he's trying to do 10 in one day. No, it's legit. So, Amstar. It's right around the corner from TP. So hold on, I got it. It's Amstar at 368 East Garfield. It's at the Citgo at 9155 East Stony. You got the Marathon located at 1839 East 95th Street. Citgo, look at them doing out west, 1354 North Pulaski. Gulf, 9901 South Halsted. Mobile, 2800 South Kedzie. Amoco, 7201 North Clark Street. BP, 4359 North Pulaski. Marathon, 340 Sacramento. 340 Sacramento, and then Falcon at 43 North Homan. Riis. Dr. Wilson. So it's so funny to me. What's the matter? We not in the building? All right, let's check this out. Now we should be good. We should have some audio input, because I'm looking at it doing this stuff. So I don't know. We was disconnected. There's so much stuff that be going on, man. It's all the stuff that's going on. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. In case you did not get it and you were not listening and you missed out on the answers, let me tell you one more time. Dr. Willie Wilson is going to be at 10 gas stations tomorrow. I really think he needs to spread this out. He's going to cause traffic jams everywhere, Riis. He's giving away $200,000 worth of gas tomorrow. 10 locations. Matter of fact, you want to get the locations, go to the Maze Jackson page. We'll post them up a little bit later. But shout out to Dr. Willie Wilson. Riis, you know I want to talk about Dr. Wilson. I don't know if you saw in the paper, and I probably shouldn't even talk about it, but I am. It's amazing to me that Dr. Wilson can do so many good things. I know he's got a penchant for running for office, right? You know, sometimes, man, when you got money, you got a dream, can't nobody take your dream from you. But the reality is that Dr. Wilson is ridiculed and castigated by people who haven't done 1/3, 1/10, 1/100th of what he's done. I gotta tell you, it kind of blew me. I don't know if y'all saw the story in the paper. And I'm not going to even really highlight it, except to say that my wife's opposition tried to highlight the fact that she made an association or appearance with Dr. Wilson and tried to turn them helping senior citizens, Riis, because you said you was trying to get on the train, right? Right. So do you realize that the opposition tried to turn the all that work that Dr. Wilson did into a negative and tried to reduce it to it's amazing to me the liberties that white folks feel like they have the ability to take. Ain't did nothing in our neighborhoods. Don't even venture south. And I say Roosevelt, shoot, they don't venture south to 47, but they feel like they could tell, don't help. He helps more black people. Shoot, he don't even just help black. What's so crazy is, Riis, he help everybody. He be all around. Man, help everybody, and they think they could take that and then try and turn it into, well, if you're associated with Dr. Wilson. What? I almost feel like it's offensive that white folks think they can tell. Like, it's all right, though, Riis, because their time of reckoning is coming. So anyway, shout out to Dr. Wilson a little bit later. We're going to have to call Dr. Wilson up, and he's going to have to tell us about this. I'm going to have to get him on the phone because, Dr. Wilson be getting Hollywood on a brother. Dr. Wilson, when he start, man, you ever seen Dr. Wilson give out that cash, though?
I seen money. Don't tell me what to do with my money.
I'm tired.
Get his money on. Everybody get 2 checks now, Yeah. I was just with him not too long ago.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm telling you.
Little cat.
It's like Dr. Wilson, like a little celebrity. He pull up with the entourage and be, you got to get in where you fit in. But Dr. Wilson won every black ward in the city of Chicago in the mayor's race with all those people. And it's like, it's still people that feel like they have the liberty to be able to talk about. Like, yeah. Riis, sometimes I'm not cut out for this. I be talking too much. And it's like, I know I got to be quiet, but it just is amazing to me the liberties that white folks feel like they could take with black people. It really is. They're like you. It really is. One day I'm gonna wake Tiger up, and Riis, what I want the Lions Den to be. I want to get the Lions Den just like we got the Black People First. We need a Black People First social media squad. Like where we just be like, hit them. Like who, some people can't be out and knocking on the door. But can you imagine if it's like a swarm? Like we say, swarm, bam. What you say? Here you go, Tiger, all caps. Then the whole mob just come on over there. Flood the timelines. Take them over. Right? It's like this. I was thinking about like a lot of times, even while we're sitting here, while you got your computer, your phone up, you gotta get that multi-screen action going because we could be actually taking action, waking people up. You imagine if we woke everybody up with a tweet? Like imagine today we just decided we was gonna do Rise and Shines on Twitter. Rise and Shines on Facebook, where we decided we was just gonna go to your Facebook page and ask you where you stand. I'm just saying, like, imagine if today, because it's a lot of things I want to talk about today that I feel like I'm going to be in trouble for. So if you aren't prepared for trouble, turn this show off. Because Riis, I said it last night and I'm going to say it again. There has to be an advantage to being black for black people, with black people. Like, it makes no sense for us to all be in the same. Like, it cannot be an advantage. Blackness cannot be a disadvantage for black people with black people. And I feel like we be so programmed to not be with ourselves that we run to go jump on something. Like, hey man, when David Moore was talking yesterday, that just kind of hit me in the stomach a little bit. It really did. It really did. Just thinking like, dang, Joe. I could work, grind, knock, do everything, follow all the rules. Man. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Y'all need to stay tuned today because I got questions, comments, concerns. I got all of that. But I want to talk to y'all today, too, because we are going to be talking about what happened with Adam Toledo and Anthony Alvarez. We're going to talk about both of those. Those were the shootings. Riis, I don't know if you saw. Oh, let me back up. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Ruthie not in here today, but I ain't going to even announce what she's going to be because then she'll get mad. But let me say what's up to my man, DJ Riis, the ruler on the wheels of steel. Literally. What's up, dog? How you feeling this morning?
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. How you doing there, man?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling kind of weak today.
Weak? Why you feeling weak, man?
Because it's week 304 Wednesday, man.
Okay, I get you.
See, look, Leia, you missed it. You missed the crib, dog. I'll put it on the rim for you. You missed the crib. You missed the crib. Now you got to do me a down. You got to give me 5 down and backs.
You're suicide right
now.
now.
I'm on 5 down and backs, man. 5 down and backs.
I'm feeling good, man.
All right, man.
Good time last night too.
Hey, man, I had a good time too. Shout out to Big Mark Aguirre. Shout out to my man Vince Bass. Shout out to everybody who was over at the at Society, hanging out with David Moore. Stopped by, saw David Moore last night. Riis, we're gonna have to talk about it at the end of the show, not at the beginning of the show. We're gonna talk about it at the end of the show. First of all, I gotta say this to all the politicians, just one more time. Like, I know that when y'all get them pictures from them photo shoots and they be making you look like a superstar and they perform photoplastic surgery on you, you got to stop that. Because then when you be in the room, it be like, hold on. That don't look like you. I'm like you. I know black don't crack, but dad. No, I'm just playing. So anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis, the ruler in the building. It's only the two of us today, Riis. So let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away, Riis. And then we're going to talk about some of these headlines. First of all, the officers escaped prosecution in the cases of Adam Toledo, a.k.a. Lil Homicide, and Anthony Alvarez. The police found those. Kim FOXX announced yesterday. Kim FOXX was pretty smart yesterday, too. She said, we might as well just take both of these out at the same time. I ain't finna come up here and roast me 2 days in a row. 2 days. Look, we're going to put it all together. Well, it happened 2 days apart. I didn't realize that, but I did feel like it was, like we was talking about Adam Toledo and then Anthony Alvarez got shot right. Running with a gun, though, Riis. I don't know how I feel, but I tell you, yesterday I asked people how they felt, and they felt some kind of way. We're going to talk about it because I really want to know how you all feel. But the other thing I want to talk about is Riis, you ever been somewhere where, and this we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but so in the case of this Adam Toledo shooting, I'm wondering how the Latinos are going to respond to Kim FOXX. I want to talk about that. Because I feel like there's, nice nasty. When somebody like, they be nice, but really underneath they wish they could cut your throat. I feel like there's some of that going on here. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later because I really feel like you're going to see where people really stand with you over these next few months. And I think this Adam Toledo stuff is going to be one of the catalysts of it. But we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about the response from Kim FOXX. And then we're going to talk about the actual shooting and how it plays out. Then I want to talk about just our view on crime. Like, is it working? Is our new strategy to fight crime really working? Or is it all in my head? Like, do I feel like this violence is it imagined? So we're going to talk about that as well. Riis, Dr. Arwoody says Chicago is better than it's ever been, or it's been in a long, long time, but don't throw away those masks. Which still means to me, will.i.am, where the hell is my mask? And, you know, Riis, I have been raw dogging this air like a mug lately. Like, give it to me. But I was thinking I need my mask because you know what I saw? China. Another outbreak of Omarion is breaking out again in China, and they trying to hold it down. Which means to me, you know how that joint go. So I'm starting to wonder if they saw another breakout in China, should we close the borders to China again? Or would that be Asian hate?
You should definitely close it, especially if it's an outbreak. Because if it was an outbreak over here, they'd do it to us.
So Riis, there is another China, and you know if you get a little bit out of China, then you know you got a lot. So they just said it was a little bit, so we're gonna have to pay attention to that. But will.i.am, Riis, I'm gonna have to. Where do will.i.am live? Where is he from? Cause I'm gonna be knocking on this dog. Y'all up here on TV and they had the nerve to send me an ad for the upgrade. Ninja ain't even got the first one.
You trying to make sure you straight, man.
Dog.
I'm
still waiting on my HEPA filters and my earbuds in it and be like, hello, my name is Maze. And my fan come on and I be like, I'm Boba Fett. When the war break out, I'm ready. Till I run out of HEPA filters. Then I gotta wash them. Can you wash a HEPA filter? All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Oh, man. Did you see Kyrie? 60 points yesterday? You better get on your sports report, dog.
It's working.
60
man.
Points, dog. 60 points. 60. 42 in the first half.
Jeez. I mean, he should. He only play every other day.
That's kind of crazy. But visitors can come and play.
And he can come in and watch.
I thought he was getting fined for watching.
No. He comes and watch, but he can't play at a game. This is kind of,
meanwhile, everybody running. You know it.
You know what? I'm all for it because
he took a stand. He took a stand though, and he stuck with it. And does he still get all his money for playing half the games?
Good question.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Riis. If you came in half the time and you was talking about I need my whole check, I'd probably have a problem, dog. We wouldn't even be cool. And if I had to pay it, like if it was something in the contract that said I had to pay it, I would never even talk to you, dog. I really wouldn't. You'll be on the show every day. I'd be like, and now, bro. Like, if you took FMLA on me or something, I'd never speak to you again. Ever. Man, I had to pay the whole check, and you only had to pay half to get you only got to come in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I got to pay you for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Dog, I'm never talking to you. Never. And I'm telling you, I'm taking the chairs up out of there. You got to stand up the whole time.
We'll have to hold
man,
the computer,
ain't gonna be I'm gonna turn off the heat in that bad boy. It's gonna be cold in the mud. I wish a mug would talk about I gotta pay you. And Riis, and he make like $30 million a year? Riis. Oh, dog. And I gotta pay 30 for 15. Yeah, dog. We gonna have problems. It ain't gonna even be a good working. It's not gonna be a good work environment.
It's not gonna be a good work environment.
It's gonna be you're gonna be like, talk about a hostile work environment. They're gonna be like, what did he say? Nothing. When? Nothing. I mean, what, he didn't say anything. Like, he said nothing. Like, dog, it would be like there was matter of fact, I probably black this out. I'll probably put a curtain up here. It'd be like, it'd be automatic. It'd be open until you walked in the door. I'd be, we'll be flying blind. Mace, everything okay over there? Don't you worry about me. I gotta pay you. I mean, I am glad to see a brother getting it from Kyrie getting it from the white people, but still, I could understand why that white dude would probably be like, see, that's why we should have kept y'all in slavery. I could have got all this for free.
Getting this whole check.
I could have got this all for free.
Listen, we had them niggers picking cotton and they could really be out here playing basketball and getting us meal with. What was we? That's what.
And they would be playing death basketball like you got to kill somebody every game for sport. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. I digress. 60 points, though, in the game. That's some Mike Kobe action. I didn't even know Kyrie was that good.
Oh yeah.
I remember that one time though in the finals when he faked somebody out so cold. It was when him and LeBron was playing together. No, I guess not. Are the Lakers gonna make the Super Bowl? Make the playoffs this year?
Probably not, and if they do, they're gonna get punched real bad. They are terrible out there, man. They look.
I heard
Bron cussing people out, throwing the ball at the other team and hitting them. Not against his spin. He hit that man hard, man. Anybody else, that's a flavor too.
Wait, what happened?
He was mad, man. They was losing real bad, so like the ball was going out of bounds. So him and this other dude was chasing it. So he grabbed the ball and bounded, and he
the world famous throw it. Did you?
Yeah, but he threw it like
malicious.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Somebody gonna knock. Look, LeBron getting out of that untouchable phase.
Yeah, it's about that time.
One of them shorties gonna be like, one of the little homies gonna be like, hey man, I took him out of the back of the building and blazed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron better be cool. It's like, how when the old chief come home and the shorties be like, I will give you your props, but you ain't gonna be running around here smacking mugs.
You're a legend, but
right.
Hey,
dog. No, sir. LeBron better be cool. And he trying to wait for his son, too. And you know what's going to happen to his son, dog. That's why you got to be cool. You can't be doing that. Because somebody going to do that to his son. And be like, what?
Son got some big shoes to fill, man.
Hey, man, I don't even know if his son even want that pressure.
Big shoes to fill.
Hey, man, he ain't filling them shoes. If I was him, I'd start me a sneaker line. I'll go be a tycoon on their butts. And be like, you know what? I just started the new Bitcoin. Because, hey, man, I do got to say, though, that LeBron commercial for the whatever it is, I don't even know what the Bitcoin is that they do. But when he talked to his younger self, that's a dope commercial. Man, well, you had we going to the league. We going to the league. I was like, go ahead, man. Just imagine if you could talk to yourself. All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let me see what else I got on here. Riis, you went to Proviso East, didn't you?
It's a process, but my son did.
Oh, well, good thing he ain't there now because they wouldn't be. They ain't going to school now. They've been on strike for 7 days.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, 7 days they've been on strike, and it's looking like it's getting ugly out there. It'd be interesting to see now which one is the black high school. Because which was the better one? Which one was the
East
one?
Was the black one. Then West was they supposed to be all like little, that's supposed to be the smart one that you want to go to.
Oh, so East was the hood.
Yeah, East.
Man, you ever seen when Proviso East versus Proviso West be doing their memes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they wicked. That stuff is wicked. It's not like Bolingbrook though, but it's wicked. It's a city council meeting today, but the mayor is not going. She said, I ain't got time for this. They're having a city council meeting, Riis, because the mayor said that they do not want, because the two aldermen called a special city council meeting because they did not want the mayor to go through with the vaccine. Go with the no pay for not getting vaccinated. Well, Riis, it's only 16 people that are in no pay status. The mayor was like, I got vacation in Florida. I'm up out of here. I got to go get this bag. So she got a fundraiser in Florida. So she's up out of there. So the mayor's not going to be at the city council meeting. Don't you think that's kind of disrespectful? Like, she don't come to the meeting. She like, look, I got an important issue I need to talk about. She be like, you know what? Ain't nobody got time for this. and she going to Florida. Now, what if they voted her out while she was gone? See, you ever go on vacation at a job and be scared to come back because you don't know what they found out like while you was gone?
Nah, never.
Oh man,
I don't know what you were doing at work.
Man, I used to have every kind of deal going on. Boy, I'd be like, nothing bad, like. But I did used to be like, I don't want nobody talking to my contacts because, you know, black people, you be out the office. They be like, well, can I speak to his boss, please? He'd be like, see, dog. Then they be like, hey, Maze, I went out to lunch with. And you be like, for real, dog? Proviso East or Proviso West? Who is the coldest, East or West?
Well, my son was East, so I got to go with East. You know what I'm saying? I got to go with
That ain't what the memes be looking like, though. Now, which one do the Latinos go to? East.
East.
That's because they coming from the East. They coming from the West, headed East. No, they coming from the South. Man, Riis. All right. Speaking of the Latinos, Jose Alvarez was for those of you that were familiar with CHA, he left CHA and went to the tollway and was just summarily left from the tollway. I'm just going to tell you all, pay attention to the J.B. Pritzker administration. They are going to start purging a lot of people. In my estimation, anybody that was referred or came through the Madigan referral process, be ready to watch them start to either leave or be asked to jump. Toy said West is the hood, Toy?
Oh, West. See, look, I know she went there too.
She went to the hood?
No.
Toy,
she went
wait,
to West.
Okay, let's
she
ask which school takes Spirit?
Yeah, so yeah.
If you flew Spirit, you went to Proviso East. It's the Maze Jackson show. Let's do this. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back. Shout out to Toy on a Wednesday. Toy and Riis together in the comments. Y'all check them out. It is week 304 Wednesday. They coming back in April. I think they said April 6th or something to that effect. But I don't know. I ain't like I got it on my calendar or nothing. I'm just checking. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson show. We'll be back. Plus, we'll talk about the social media question of the day all later on in the show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. If you're a business professional, have you ever wanted to multitask on your way to an important meeting instead of navigating through traffic? Fellowship Fleet Limousine and Bus Company is your solution for chauffeured ground transportation. Our company provides sedans, SUVs, stretch limousines, vans, and buses for corporate travel, airport transfers, and group shuttles. If you're a corporate travel manager, individual business professional, event, or meeting planner, relax. Let us take the wheel. Visit fellowshipfleet.com to book right now. And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for us black people? Family, the time is now 6:38 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy, over to the Loop, it's now 23 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 18, while on the Edens, 28 minutes in both directions. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 37 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 28. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 38 minutes. Outbound 30. To Bishop Ford, 39 minutes. I-80 to the Dan Ryan and 30 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable, Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather is going to be a hot one today. We got it currently at 43 degrees and mostly clear. Today will be a high of 66 and a low of 37. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Wednesday here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Glory to Gethsemane, they got to the grave, from the grave, back to glory. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. From glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha, oh, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. It is Church Chicago. That's my man, Pastor Terrence Keys. Don't forget Terrence Daniels and Angie Mims. Y'all trying to put the pressure on you, man. Trying to put the pressure on me, Riis. Pastor sent me a note, said, thoughts on our future? I said, damn, Pastor. Damn, Pastor. Like, you know, you be minding your business.
Hit you with that one.
You hit me with the thoughts on my future.
You have to look at the text.
I'm like, dang, you putting pressure on me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be, you know, I'm going to tell you, it's a certain feeling you go home at the night when you ain't got to think about nothing else. Like when you turn the lights off and you be like, now, Riis, I ain't going to even lie, man. You do make it kind of turnkey. Yeah. So I don't really trip out too much. I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking deep, man. It's like I'm thinking deep. You know, I was about to, I'm thinking, man. I'm just thinking, like, man, it's pressure, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Pressure. You're like, man, you know, I'm thinking about cutting back, changing my hours, moving myself around. I'm still trying to figure out what time of day I'm going to do this show. I'm still doing my show. I got to do it. I'm just trying to figure out what time of day to do the show.
And looking for more live views or views in general? I think in the beginning, because this show is like the 6 from 9 is like normal people waking up, you know, getting ready for work. So, you know, that's why you see a lot of people on YouTube, because it can just play while they're getting ready, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So I think that's why, you know, like a lot of viewers are able to watch it because of this time slot.
So I feel like that's why they're able to watch it live. I think the information that we share, because I will tell you that there have been times, now I know people are used to this, but we used to move around, and quite frankly, if I did anything at any time, there was pretty much, it probably wasn't 300. But I always knew I could at least hit 100 live without really a stretch. I think that, so I got to think about that. Look, we're going to talk about it a little bit later. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Put that up, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Dang, Bev, that ain't no sleep. Getting up at 6 is, right. Thanks, Bev. I appreciate you. Nah, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to figure it out. Toy, y'all know Toy don't be biting my coffee, right? She be trying to put Dunkin' Donuts on her stories. I be like, stop it. Stop trying to be like Big Maze.
Trying to help us get a sponsor. I see you, Toy.
She trying to be Big Maze. It's okay. Toy, I'm still, I forgot to ask you, what did you think about? Did you buy stock in the merger? What's them two, Riis? I can't. Spirit and
Frontier.
And Frontier. I think Toy probably gonna be the chairman of the board.
Be right. I can't listen to front.
I ain't gonna trip. Like if you the thing is, if you buy the $60 seat, you stuck. But by the time you get through putting all the upgrades on it, they be like, "Would you like a cushion with your chair?" Yes. They be like, "Would you like an armrest? 2 of them, please. Would you like leg room?" Yeah. I'm telling you, I bet you Spirit gonna have stand up flights in a minute. They gonna be like, "It's only 3 hours, dog. You know you could do it. You know you could do it." It's gonna be like them little harnesses where you stand up and you can kind of lean, and then you're gonna have to hold on flying.
I don't even think they give you treats on there, right? They don't even give you refreshments on there.
Man, they probably gonna give you 1 jelly bean. They be like, everybody, they gonna bust out one of them packs. They gonna take a pack and give everybody
pass
one.
it around. Everybody.
Y'all help yourself. It's self-serve.
Self-serve. We just gonna pass it around.
Yes.
Here you go. I can't fly that. I told you I didn't flew like United and like American. Now I'm spoiled. I was like, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go to nowhere else.
I ain't gonna front. I like Southwest. If you got your whole Southwest game plan together. Now I'm not like Carrie. Carrie will set the alert so she could. I'd be like, could we just pay for it? Like, let's just it's not worth Carrie will be like, "Oh my God, I set my alarm for 5:00 in the morning so I could get the
check in, right?" So
I'd be like, if you could just pay $10 and
just already be
and just be checked. You could just pay the $10. All I gotta do is set. Okay, well, like when I book the flights.
So you got everything.
When I book the flights, we get on and I don't be on none of the because Carrie will be like, "Well, just get one." And then you hold the seat. I'll be like, no, because I don't want to be the dude when people be looking, when they walking down the aisle looking at the seat. And I'll be like, no, my wife's in here. And you know what the last part of this is? Can I ask a question? What is the solution to a gentleman when it's only 2 of y'all on the flight and it's a 3-person seat? Am I supposed to sit in the middle? Because I always feel like I got to sit in the middle because it's always, inevitably, when we get on the plane, check this out. If we get on the plane and I sit on the aisle and she sits by the window, there undoubtedly some ninja's gonna come and be trying to sit right in the middle. And he be looking like, yeah, I'll be like, nah, nigga.
But why y'all not sitting side by side?
Yeah, but if it's only 3 seats, Riis.
Right. It's gonna be somebody in the middle anyway. They're gonna always say it's a full flight, so you already.
So who sits in the middle?
Either you or Carrie.
I understand that. Right, but I feel like I got issues. I'm a man. I need to spread out.
Yeah.
Right? But then, I don't really want no Negro sitting next to my wife the whole flight. So then I wind up sitting, she be like, I'll sit in the middle. No, you ain't. I seen this ninja over here looking like, man, I'm going to just try and get, I'm going to just fall a little bit asleep. Man, if you don't get your ass, fall asleep now.
So you got to sit by it, man.
I do. I'm just saying, dog. It is really bogus, though, to be like, you done bought everything. You done Riis, we get the flight, the whole thing. I'd be like, and I really don't want to buy the 3rd seat.
That's why you got to sit. You got to sit by the exit. There's only 2 seats right there.
Yeah, Riis. That's like the priority. People buy that.
No, it's not on Southwest. You just got to sit there, and then they're going to ask you that question, are you capable of, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but you got to get there.
Yeah, right.
Right, but if everybody took the same plane, on every plane, there's the people that be like, I'm paying the $20. Then it'd be like, you got to fight to be, right? And if it's like 6 people or 8 people, then the exit row, it really is only 2. It's one on one side, one on the other. This next one is like a fake exit row.
Right. And then I
want the one that's by the thing so your legs, you get all the empty. I didn't realize though.
Yeah, that's why I said you got to get that seat right there.
You know what I did not realize though? That when you sit in the one where there's no seat, that the pocket all the way up is yours still.
Oh, see.
So the other people will be sitting in the 2-pack, be putting their stuff up there like it's theirs. But if you sitting back here and on the aisle where they got that missing seat, that pack, the back seat chair thing, that's your stuff up there. So when you got to put your stuff under the seat, you can put it all the way up there and really just be like
laid out. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. And then they get that spiel in case of emergency. Are you going to make sure that you open the door for everyone and let everyone out first, and then you go out last? I was looking at her like, yeah, sure. Like in case of emergency, I'm right here and I'm gone. It was like, that's your role. You know that, right?
What?
If you sit there, you're supposed to be the person that like opens the door and makes sure everyone gets out.
I always be thinking like, God, I wish I always be thinking I don't never pay attention. I be I swear to God, I play like Jesus. What am I gonna do if something happens? Because I really won't know how to open this door.
I'm accident first anyway. I don't know what she's talking about. She's talking about something. Make sure everyone is there. Did you just tell me before to put my own mask for?
Wait for everybody to leave and you last.
Wait for everyone to leave.
Okay. No, I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure that the life raft go. Baby, you go first. I'm gonna throw you in the life raft and then we up out of here. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Don't rely on me, y'all. See me sitting next to that door. Just know.
Man, I am not. Okay, let me ask a question, Riis. You went to Eastern. Did you ever take Greyhound?
No, you know what? I never took it to school, but I have before though.
The worst would be
it was the mega bus for us. So yeah, like I guess you could say that.
So the mega bus didn't come until late. Boy, I remember when you used to take the Greyhound from Champaign to the crib, it would be packed. Not packed. But it'd be a lot of brothers coming home, and you'll be getting on the bus from college, and it'll be like brothers who was just they give you a bus ticket and you be riding. Somebody, Hope was saying, I take the Greyhound. I was like, boy, it only take 2 Greyhound trips when the brothers is coming home to be like, I'm not taking Greyhound no more. And I used to feel so bad for the sisters on the bus. And Riis, you got to be like, well, I mean. What you want me to do? What you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, it's the Maze Jackson Show. How do we get on travel and transportation, Riis?
I don't know, but man, yeah. Just know I'm out first.
Oh Jesus. Let me see. Oh, last story. This one is. So y'all know I told you I'm not gonna beat up on I told you Patrick Thompson was a friend of mine in that he helped me get my first date with Carrie, so I'm not gonna beat him up. But what I do see is that I saw in the paper that he's asking for a retrial, suggesting that his trial was littered with innuendo. And Riis, all I could think of was Juicy Smouye. So he's been found guilty. He's asking for a new trial, which leads me to believe that if he doesn't get a new trial before sentencing, that he may not show contrition. Remember, Juicy was like, yeah, let me see. Do I got Juicy? I think I got Juicy.
I am not crazy.
Hold on. Riis, I got Juicy. Bring me up on the thing.
I was like, whoa.
Okay. I'm on the it's on the road, so ready when you get the echo thing. Ready, here we go.
Suicidal. I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years, and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you, and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know
that. I think the thing I feel like I want to just make sure, and I want everybody to just remember Juicy. Right? Like you don't have to necessarily admit it. But I am concerned that refusing to acknowledge the verdict could create a different situation. Riis, do you think that Juicy got time because after he was convicted, he he really refused to acknowledge his wrongdoing? Like, do you think that's why he got the time? Do you think that had he said, okay, I'm sorry, Chicago, for whatever, he would have gotten 150 days in jail?
Still.
You still think he would have got it, or do you think that his lack of contrition contributed to that? Because I've been looking at the lawyers, and the lawyers have said, like some of our expert lawyers, particularly our public defender, Angela Kilpatrick, said that if he would have been represented by a public defender, he would have gotten no time. I do feel like
interesting.
I feel like the lawyer, the attorney, did not advise him well. Right? I feel like your attorney's job is to keep you out of jail. And I feel like even when I was listening to the attorney he was almost, hey Riis, have you ever noticed that some of our brothers from the diaspora have a certain level of arrogance? Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like
What do you mean?
Some of our African brothers talk with a certain air of arrogance about them. I felt like everybody involved on the Juicy Smouye side did not offer deference to the court. Now, there will be some of us that will say, F that court. But that court is the determining factor of your future. And I think that there's supposed to be a level of deference to the court, real or imagined. It's why you got to stand up when the judge comes in. It's why you can't be doing all type of stuff. It's a certain level of respect because it is probably the most direct form of our justice system. And I feel like when they slam you, you could be like, Your Honor, I did not do this, but you don't make a mockery of it. And I feel like I just want to be careful. I want to caution people, I guess after you've been convicted and you getting ready to head into sentencing, don't use the time that you got as a it's like it's a time for pride and it's a time to skillfully say what you need to say without making people be like, oh yeah. And I really just feel like Juicy made them feel like, oh yeah. Like, and even, I gotta tell you, bro, I don't think he was going to jail. I do not think he was going to jail until he did the whole, like, final, not that one, but the one right before they said, you got anything to say? And everybody black who is in real life is like, Riis, if you in court, if you in jail, and you talking to people and they're gonna be like, look, man, they ain't gonna tell you snap off on the judge unless they want to date you or something. They gonna tell you, hey man, they supposed to give you the best advice to stay out of jail. And I don't know if Juicy didn't, but I do think that once the court has decided that you are guilty, you can fight it, but you gotta stay respectful. And you can't like call the people out as stupid, because the people you calling stupid are the people that's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna show you stupid. Does that make sense? Like you call me stupid, but do it at least after I made my decision.
I think he was going to jail anyway.
You think so?
Just be, man, they be trying to make an example. And then that's what they said, like in the beginning of this, I think Kim FOXX said that or something like that. Like they wanted to prove it, they had that big old conference about how he had wasted money and did all that. So they wanted to make an example. So I think he was doing some type of jail time either way, because they felt like he, made a police report.
So here's what I'm gonna do. So I gotta give a shout out. Angie, would you call in? I don't know if you're allowed to call in. Angela Kilpatrick says they didn't gauge the temperament of the judge correctly for sentencing. You saw where he was going. This is not the time to clown. I don't know. All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Yeah, I do think they wanted him to pay a price, though. But I don't think he would have got, I think he might have got 30 days. I don't think he was going to get no 5 months. And I think if he would have got an overnight or a week or something like that, I don't think nobody, like, I don't think he should. Did the white lady ever admit to lying in from Full House? Who stole the scholarship money? I don't think she did. She did like overnight. Or she did like 3 days. Oh, Lord. It's just so unfortunate that Juicy Smouye took up this much time, Riis.
He did.
He made, that's what the judge was like, you made us a national laughingstock. I mean, stand-up comedians, that dude was talking about Dave Chappelle.
And that's why he was going down.
She said the example was the trial and the conviction. She said the jail time was extra sauce. Saucy. I got the sauce.
Yeah, like he could have got like 5 years probation.
Right. I'm just saying, he could have not gone to jail.
He didn't pay somebody.
Nah, he just didn't know to keep his mouth shut.
Illinois, he didn't pay nobody.
Oh, dang, Riis. You think a judge can be paid off? Riis, are you suggesting that you can't possibly be saying a judge can be paid off? Why are you laughing? I'm offended, Riis, really. You think that you could literally pay a judge to not convict someone?
I'm just saying, I done seen money move some people. That's, they happen to be a judge. And, I'm just saying that.
I thought judges were above reproach, man. You tripping, Riis. That's terrible. Now, his law team seemed like they was doing. This law team seemed like they thought they was in Nigeria doing the trial, not Chicago. I'm just telling you. I was looking at dude talking to dude. I was like, are you really talking to this judge like this? I really was. I was like, do you really feel like he really was talking to the judge like he's stupid? And I got you. And I'm saying, I guess you can, but I just need for y'all to understand that does not help your case. Like, if you wanted to fall on your sword for a lie, congratulations. If you wanted to go home with probation, you got to be quiet. Because the press is giving his family airtime to justify, to make the white people say, keep his ass locked up. Right? Like, I just don't know that he can claim political prisoner of this. Right? Like, this to me, Riis, is the whole Pookie. Why we saying free Pookie when we know he got caught in a lie? Now, my thing is, I do feel like he is making a mockery. The more they continue to be like, oh my God, like this dude is a black, he ain't Fred Hampton. And I feel like it's wrong, but I also feel like now they want to make the issue about his sentencing. You see what I'm saying? Like, the issue is, bro, you got busted for lying, and then you got this bogus sentence because you didn't know when to be quiet. And now it's like you're a victim of the justice system. No, dog, you a victim because you lying and you sticking with the lie to the end. And so every time they put his family on TV, it's just so white people could say, see, yeah, I'm glad they locked that ninja up. I don't know, Riis. This is a Pookie situation. Now, I would agree that he should not necessarily have gotten jail. But what I will tell you is that every day that he becomes the face of the political prisoners, of the people that have been unjustly convicted, it makes a mockery of it in the grand scheme of things. That's all I'm saying. Look, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to be back. After these messages, I am going to ask the social media question of the day. Plus, we're going to talk about Adam Toledo and the judges and the police officers getting off not guilty. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Yeah. Ooh, I miss your kiss. Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Girl, you don't go too fast, you take your time. Just how I miss. Hey, you kiss it, then I'm drifting off your love. Keeps me floating, girl. I miss. And ooh, it feels so good, I wanna come down. Girl, I'm missing that love. Come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Come on. When you're not around, girl, I'm tweaking. I swear I be hearing things. And if I cannot have you, girl, I'm feeling. Oh, that's such a talent you bring. Yeah. Ooh, and it's too long. If I can hold you in my arms, if I can find a real good love. Ooh, that kiss is a drug to me. Baby, your kiss is all I need. Come on. Ooh, it feels so good, baby. Oh, come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. I miss it already, girl. I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. I miss it already, babe. I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Black people, 'cause economically we are not equal. Waking up
Learn to lie, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top about who forward, about who not. Just green light all the black economy, then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and I Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided we fall, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be defeated.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people? All the lies we heard before. You gotta do more than listen. Some action with on the count of three. Let's run. We're black people.
I love being black.
We can grow.
I love being black. Me say it.
Black people.
I love being black. I said
we can grow.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on the What's in It for the Black People Media Network. That's right, on the Maze Jackson page. Shout out to, you know what, did I not do it again today? I did not say what's up to the Saints. So shout out to all the Saints who joined us today at 6:30. That's right, the Saints join us every day at 6:30, from 6:30 to 8 o'clock a.m. on WBGX 1570 a.m., or you can get us on the TuneIn app. You can also give us a call at 872-259-7474. We're going to have y'all join us in the worship. Now, also, you know, the sinners get here a little bit earlier, and they stay a little bit late. Sinners get here, Riis, at 6 o'clock. They stay till 9, and they watch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. I would like this to be an interactive show today because I really want to hear from you all today. I'm going to mix up the social media question of the day along with the first topic of the show. So, Riis, first, I want to talk about the Adam Toledo case. Is he a victim? I remember the mayor saying that that we had failed him. And when she said we failed him, I was kind of thinking to myself, we ain't do jack. His mom and them 22-year-olds that was hanging out with a 12-year-old, they failed him. We ain't do nothing. But then I also wanted to know, and Riis, this is where you got to get ready to hit the button so I can have a big voice. Let me know when you're ready.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
What will be the Latino response to Kim Foxx over this issue? So let's go back and let's talk about what exactly happened. In case you all do not remember the case of Adam Toledo, Lil Homicide as he was known. 12-year-old out at 2:30 in the morning, was ShotSpotter identified him, was called to a location. Apparently he was shooting at cars that were driving by, ran from the police, was being chased by the police, and as he was being chased down the alley by police, in what Kim Foxx described as less than 1 second, actually 8.38 milliseconds, he tossed a gun and turned, and the police officer shot and killed him. Now, there was outrage everywhere. People were going crazy. People had things to say. But Riis, the whole time, all I kept saying was he shooting at cars? Did he have a gun? And what is he doing out at 12:30 at night with a 22-year-old? Now, I'm old enough to know that people get involved. Riis, what do you think the age is Shorty start getting involved in the life?
About like 10 or 12.
10 to 12. So how does a shorty in your estimation get involved in the life at 10 to 12? 10 to 12, the life. You saying the life?
Yeah.
And when you so between 10 and 12, do they know what they're doing, or they just become little machines that are just mimicking what they're taught?
Exactly. You know, probably the family lifestyle, what they've been hearing, what they've been, like going around exposed to, So yeah, about 10 to 12. Like I knew somebody that was like 12 years old, like a 12-year-old game banging and everything. So yeah, about like 12 at the
like real threat to real threat.
Like had a gun on his hip, like at 12, like he had a gun on him that was weighing his clothes down. Yeah.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I see you got a caller up there. I want to hear what the caller got to say. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's going on this morning? Who are you? Where you calling from?
Good morning. This is Angela. Good morning, Riis. Good morning, Mace.
Hey, it's Angie Kilpatrick. What's up? It's our resident.
It is not.
It's not?
It is not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
My bad. What's up, Angie?
It's fine. I heard you ask for Angie Kilpatrick's copy. Well, Angela Lockett, but not Kilpatrick.
Okay.
But anyway, I was calling because I am a criminal defense lawyer. And let me tell you something. When he first got that first deal from Kim Foxx and she let him go, he should have shut the hell up. When he went on talking about how he's innocent, that was a mistake. If I was his lawyer, I told him, don't say nothing. Then once he got re-indicted thereafter him, he goes to jury. I couldn't watch, the trial. I didn't watch any of it because I knew they wanted to slam it. It was just very sickening to me. But I always tell my clients after they're convicted, if you do not get up here talking about how you're innocent. If you're going to say anything, you say, I'm sorry that to my family, I apologize to the court. And if you got something more to say, then don't say anything. Because at that point, you can only hurt yourself. So I don't know. I would never have let him get up and say anything about how he's innocent or any of this. You can't do that at sentencing. Furthermore, can
I stop real quick? But I want you to keep going. But I guess I feel like there's this, and I honestly feel like a lot of the people in the comments are egging this on to his demise, right? Like we're like, all right, well, they're talking about everybody else in every other situation. They like, man, you stood up, but you really wound up going to jail for something that you did. And I think sometimes we as black folks think we should go out in a blaze of glory, even when we ain't necessarily right.
Exactly. Furthermore, at that point, it's not about standing up. It's about not going to jail. I can't tell you how many times I had to sit back and take it because I had a client. So I take it, you know, and like with his lawyer, when she's arguing, she has some press conference talking about the judge lunged at her and all this stuff. You don't do that in the middle of trial. When you got a client, you shut the hell up. You take it because you have a client and you know what atmosphere you're dealing with. So he should have never said anything. But then at the same time, as a first-time offender on a Class 4, which is the least serious felony offense, carries 1 to 3, so he couldn't have got more than 3 years probation. But at the least serious with no criminal background, the judge had it in his authority that he could have knocked that down to a misdemeanor and sentenced him as a misdemeanor. There's no way he should have gotten jail. No way at all. He should not have gotten jail. So
let me ask you a question.
It's wrong with the...
Do you think?
Yeah.
But I feel like he was a symbol. They weren't. I feel like they were using Juicy as a symbol, and it was almost like the white men are still in charge here. We ain't lost it that far, and I don't know that they acknowledged. Like I feel like watching this trial, to me, at a certain point, I recognized, regardless of Juicy, and Juicy became the perfect foil for them, right? Which was to become this lying person. So it also, they wanted to raise him up to say that we care about hate crimes, but we really don't. And I just feel like he shouldn't have gotten jail time, but he should have recognized that, bro, you are the symbol that they are going to use to be almost the anti-George Floyd, to kind of wipe that. I feel like there's a certain point where he had to recognize, like, bro, they're using you for all of white supremacy right now.
For sure. But see, they already had won. At the point where this man with no background whatsoever has a felony conviction, they already won at that point. And I hear what you're saying, and it's so very sickening that George Zimmerman is walking the streets with nothing, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yet they wanted Jesse. I keep calling him Juicy. Don't do that. But they wanted him, so now they got him in jail. When they want somebody, they'll go and get them, and then we're like powerless. There's nothing we can do when there's somebody we want, you know. But they already had him at that point. He's got a felony conviction. There are consequences of that, you know. So it's like they got him. They didn't have to send him to jail.
I gotta argue with you there. That ain't enough for white folks, because too many, they put felony. No, I gotta argue with you with that, because I don't think. I mean, there's so many black people that they have put felonies on that's almost common, and I don't feel like they felt like that was enough. Right? We know what the consequences of having a felony on us are. They don't look at just having a felony as a consequence, because they see most of us as felons anyway. I feel like they needed to have him as a full-on example. Like, look, dog, you are, like, we gonna show all these black people up here, out here, that this Negro's not special. And I think when I think as a lawyer and as a black person, we understand what having a felony on, but that was clearly not enough, because they already had a conviction. They were going to, this was a lesson. This was not a technicality. This was a shot, to me, heard around the world. And I feel like Juicy, with his continued lies, is going to further these people almost fighting against these hate crimes. I'm sorry. Go ahead. The real hate crimes.
Well, they don't even charge the real hate crimes, right? I mean, you know, if the victim is black, it's so hard to get the charges in the first place anyway. But when it comes to Jesse, you know, he and his mouth, he made it 150 days. Let me tell you something. I've been in front of Judge Lynn before, you know, more than once, right? Mm-hmm. One time I had this guy at the jury. First of all, there's what people call the jury tax. If you go to jury, you're going to get some time anyway, because you made them go through the whole jury trial, right?
Okay.
But I did jury once with the class 4 guy, class 4 gun offense with one of my clients. My guy got convicted. He was looking all worried. Judge Lynn on the fly said, "Don't worry, you're not going to jail." You know? So don't worry, we'll come back for sentencing. I'm not going to send you to jail. That's what he told him, right? Class 4, first-time offender, one of my clients. Okay, that happened. I also had a case where I had a armed robbery in front of Judge Lynn. We went to trial. We beat the case. The judge seemed angry that we actually beat the case. And so then when the jury's still in there, he says in front of everybody, in front of the jury, he says to the state, "So, state, when is such and such going to be sentenced on, or when is his next case for that attempt murder he caught while he was out on bond?" You know, like he wanted them to feel bad for letting him go on the attempt robbery. So I've seen Judge Lynn go both ways, you know, but one thing I could say is I think that it was worse for him to sit there afterwards. Afterwards, you got to act contrite. You can still appeal, you can do whatever, but you got to be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, Your Honor. You know, I apologize to everybody for this need to happen." And say nothing else.
Black people tell you
then you punk out
Riis,
at that point.
Riis,
they got the power to send you to damn jail.
Hold on, Angie. I gotta go to my resident juicy smoothie. Reese, you sentenced, man. You done got caught with the lie, dog. It's like we are right here in front of the judge. Reese, are you going to apologize and avoid jail time, or are you going all the way? Reese Smouye, how do you handle this?
Apologize.
Oh, Reese!
Thank you.
Punked out, Reese.
He's already.
Reese, you a punk, man.
No, he's already found guilty.
No, man, you supposed to stand up.
Anything else? That's why I told you yesterday. That's why he's in a psych ward, because of what he done. If he would have just sat there, been quiet, like he's already convicted, I would have just took him to a regular jail. He bust out. Your Honor, I'm not. I told you when you go in there, they ask you, "Do you have suicidal thoughts?" The fact that he even said, "I'm not suicidal" and all that, that's a red flag. Now I gotta put you in the crazy room. Like, just say, "I'm sorry, woo, apologize to the city for wasting their time," you know. And even if you want to say, you know, like, you know what, I didn't feel like I did it, but you know, I thank my jury for going back there, show a little compassion. Because, you know, if you don't, they're gonna fry you, man. That judge could have turned that whole 150 into the whole time, though. Into the whole time if they wanted to. So when you are convicted, you want to be as cool as you can to that judgment, because they can extend it to the max. Be like, "You know what? I'm sorry. I apologize."
Yeah, and the max in this case would have been 3 years in prison.
So let me ask you a question, Angie. Did he bring it on himself?
Sure.
Did he bring it on himself?
No. Well,
did he?
Maybe
Wait.
If he lied, which I'm not even gonna say that he was lying the whole time. But if he was, you know, if you look, my husband always tells the kids, if you do wrong things will follow. Okay, so if the whole thing was a hoax, then he bought it all on himself. But yet and still, there's no way that a first-time offender with no background, with his the lowest class felony there is, to get jail time. So that just usually doesn't happen. Actually, he got jail time because of the arrogance, because of I'm not going to say I did it, and, you know, this court is blah, 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 all this type shit. Just shut up and be like, "I'm sorry."
That's it.
So all I'm telling y'all is, I believe that Juicy Smouye, because of his unwillingness to even show contrition, even to say, "Man, I'm sorry it caused the time," forced a scenario where the judge was like, "Hold on, y'all not finna disrespect everything, and you gonna stunt on me while I got your life in my hands? Okay, I'm gonna show you. Right. I think he got shown
when you're at that point.
Right, at that point.
Yeah, but let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
At that point, but what usually happens is something along the line of what Kim Foxx did in the first place. That's usually what happens when you have a first-time offender with a Class 4 nonviolent offense. There's some type of deferral, something in lieu of. You don't try to give them a felony conviction in a situation like that. It's normally something that happens with what Kim did in the first place. And if he had shut his damn mouth at that point, maybe it could have went away. But he went on a tour talking about how he's innocent. And he pled to nothing. So, there you go.
So, let me ask. Juicy Smoothie. Did you believe him when you heard it?
You know what? When I heard it, I wanted to believe it.
You from Chicago? Are you from Chicago?
Yes, I'm from Chicago.
Okay, I'm from Chicago, via Bolingbrook, and I didn't believe it at all. Not one moment. I guess my question...
It sounded like some, the whole MAGA, that's why they wanted him. It was a MAGA hat, all this crap. Wasn't it a polar vortex? He's going to get some subway, and who the hell would know that it was him? And yeah, but you know what was so sickening, though? They never solved these murders, but they got all this time and money to investigate what the hell happened with him. It's annoying. Their clearance rate is like, what, 20% or something? They don't solve anything. It can, for all we know, it could be 2 shooters in all of Chicago doing everything, and they never got caught because you never catch anybody. So they don't care. I suppose that's why it's so sickening. I didn't care if he did it, whatever it was. Just the fact that they invested all this time and attention. If you remember at the time, Emmanuel came out like, oh, this is the worst atrocity ever, or some shit. And it was like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So just, you're going to put all this time, attention, and resources into this? 7 people just got shot over there on the Exchange. Did they catch who did that?
So why do you think that they had this case? Why do you think this case was so important? Like, because it seemed to me that it brought Democrats, white Democrats and white Republicans together. Like, why do you think it was so important for them to have a special prosecutor? What made that lady who said she just could not stand this travesty of justice? And, I just think about Dan Webb, and we played this last week, but the Vaneco case, and how think about this. Vaneco killed someone, and the special prosecutor okayed 6 months for him, and Juicy Smoothie got five months for a lie. Why do you think it was so important for them to come back and get Juicy on this?
Because he said it was MAGA, and then you had all the Democrats coming out talking about, oh my gosh, this is so horrible, we need more hate crime legislation and all this type of stuff for gay people, They're attacking gays and so forth, and then you had Kamala and all them speaking on it just to show them that, yeah, right. So that's why. If he had kept MAGA out of it, and if the Democratic Party, like, Kamala Harris and them talking about this, had that not happened, it wouldn't. But it came like a proxy war, kind of like Ukraine. They fighting each other through Juicy.
Oh, look at you! You better stop listening to the Maze Jackson show. You're gonna be getting people in trouble.
Never.
Angie, thank you for calling. This was a great call.
You're welcome.
It was super fun, and thank you for your insight. We got callers on the line. Let's take a couple more calls, and then we're gonna take a break. But caller, you're on the Maze Jackson show. What's up?
Good morning, Maze.
Good morning.
And brother DJ and the Worcester family. Hey, listen, I'm not a lawyer, but I do hold professional license. And, my take on this is that a couple of things that I noticed when I was watching the trial. The body language, that one of his attorneys had was bad. He was all slouched down and, oh, God, listen to this, Then they leaned back talking to his sister while the judge was talking. That didn't help him. And, his lawyer seemed like he was starstruck. He just didn't have control over his client. And, when you have a client and you're in an emotional situation, your ass is on the line. Yeah, some things don't get said. But you have to have some type of system. Say, well, you know what? if I'm talking too much, I'm going to look at my watch. That means shut the hell up. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to shut your mic off, But, don't make me have to put you in a headlock and rush you out of the courtroom. Because, anything that he said, after the sentence is going to hurt him on appeal. Everybody's going to hear it, So you lose it on appeal before you even get out the courtroom. And, and lawyers, they are funny. They fan the flames, oh, those bastards, knowing full well you're going to lose from the very beginning. Oh, those bastards, But they're making $500 an hour, So, it just, the whole thing was bad. But, yeah, his lawyer didn't have control of him at all from the very beginning, And the thing about it is, these lawyers, they've been in these situations time and time again. So, they should know how to handle, a client, especially a pissed off client. But that's what, a lot of those greedy bastards love. A pissed off client, and you making $500 an hour for 3 years, come on. But what about the Emmett Till lie, that has never come to justice, and his family just went back a couple of days ago to ask the Justice Department to reopen the case, and, therein lies the travesty of it all, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you, I kind of agree with you a little bit, though. Man, he took it back to Emmett Till. All right, we got one more call. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. Yeah, talk to me. I don't even know how we got to this juicy thing. I really don't. But how did we get here? Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. Juicy Smouye, did he bring it on himself?
Maze.
Oh, James say. What's up, James?
Man, y'all digging too deep. This is Crook County. Juicy, welcome to Chicago. This is how we run things. That's how it was done. Juicy, no Negro is safe in Crook County. You're not walking away scot-free. You're not. You know it and I know it. I've been here all my life. And how black people, they do 20, 30, 40 years wrongfully convicted. But they got something. The state got their time out of them. Oh, we got to pay you, but we still got some time. We got some work about you. It's just that simple, Maze. This is Chicago. Yep, they made an example out of them. Yeah, they had to. They had to get the egg off their face. And just like Dave said, Subway sandwiches. Hey, dude, you brought that on yourself. You making $2 million a year. If I had $2 million right now, Maze, I would quit my job and kick my feet up, bro. How you gonna let $2 million a year go making up some crazy stuff like that? That dude ain't psychiatric. He wanted attention. That dude wanted some attention, bro. And you got what you got, but you got it in the wrong time. See, yeah, and Chicago had to wipe that egg off their face as being soft. This, hey, you an outsider. You from California. If I'm not mistaken, his lawyers weren't even from here. So they thought they was going to come in here and run roughshod. They thought they was on Empire. So welcome to reality. Welcome to what we live every day. Welcome to Crook County.
All right. Dag James said, welcome to Crook County. Riis said you could pay the judge. I'm all type of messed up. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. We gonna take a break. I tend to agree, and I don't know if it was We the Brutes. I think it is We the Brutes. I kind of felt like his legal team was kind of like amateurish, and I feel like they were trying to be part of the entourage. I feel like they was sort of like the R. Kelly crew, like the people who was at the very, very, very end. Who was like, man, we gonna be on camera, we gonna be scared, we gonna be, man, remember when dude walked through that video, man? Joe Goof Fat, remember when he walked through the press conference? Hey, man, I'm trying to get through, man. I need to get my license. It's the Mace Jackson Show. All right, we're gonna talk about some other stuff when we come back. How do we get to Juicy?
I don't know. It's good though, but she is right though. Like he wasn't supposed to get that. That is the lowest felony, and kind of like
Y'all running around here talking. Okay, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this message.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show. You hear me every single day ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Well, finally, y'all, we've got an answer, and it's called the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth, Unit 17E. That's in the mall at the 55th and the Dan Ryan. And you join us every Saturday where we are taking our politics black. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the game, from how to collect a petition, to how to knock on a door, to even how to become the next mayor of the city of Chicago. That's right, y'all. It is the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. This is a black people thing you wouldn't even understand.
Maze Jackson. And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for Black People Media family? The time is now 7:40 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland traffic and weather report as we head over to the Kennedy accident inbound. So from O'Hare to the airport, from the airport to the loop will be now 58 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 30. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is 49 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 32. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the loop is an hour. Back out to Thorndale will be 35 minutes. On the Stevenson, it's 40 minutes. I-355 to the Dan Ryan, outbound will be 27. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 39 minutes. 30 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 22 minutes to the loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 55th to Jackson will be 11 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 9. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 8 minutes. Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 9 minutes. And today's weather, it is still currently 43 degrees, but partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 66 and a low of 34. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Wednesday here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And while you're shopping anywhere, change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. Shout out to my beautiful and lovely wife, Carrie K. Steele, running for Cook County Assessor. Got to mention cranes today. It's like the momentum is building. Whoa, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, you know how we got to Juicy? Because we was talking to Angie, the criminal defense lawyer, who said she been in front of Judge Lynn. Riis, I got to tell you, I do think the antics did it to him. I do. I think the Nino Brown at the end of the trial, that just never works out very well. He just didn't have the old man come in and shoot him. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's go to the live calls. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. I don't even know how we got to Juicy, but we are talking about him. So what's going on?
Hey, brother, name's Deacon Quarles.
It is Deacon Quarles with our survival tip of the moment. Go ahead, Deacon Quarles. Tell us how we survived this week.
Well, first of all, we can get out Juicy. It would be But I'm gonna call this the Wednesday weapon wrap up. A lot of people, I think about that little young man that shot his mother out there in Dalton, and probably one of the most serious things you could do is purchase a weapon. I guess I have to use that term now. But one of the things I suggest to anybody who is willing to, or if they have a weapon, number one, go through a training if you don't already have it, whether it be military or some other place, to teach you how to properly handle, store, and use a weapon. It's nothing to play with. I see certain, and no name, certain concealed carry instructors who have that high, that high energy. You don't need all that, especially if you have something that could possibly take your life or someone else's life. It's a serious thing to have a weapon. That's point one. Get your training, get the right type of training, and don't go out with that. I'm all this because I got this. Number two, just on consider the whole carry issue. If you're going to carry, I know a young man in Indiana, he prefers to carry open. Stupid move, in my opinion. That's just me. But if you have one, or get one, or plan on getting one, the whole world doesn't need to know. Okay? The whole purpose is to have an advantage. If you don't have the advantage out there amongst those who seek to do some nefarious things to your person, then you don't have an advantage at all. You may as well just give them the weapon to say, yeah, you listen to me. That's number. The third thing is, if you're going to use anything, or if you're going to be out there, ammunition is not cheap now. I would suggest you do dry fire training. Basically, it's a laser. You practice your aiming and your weapon use with a laser before you go to the range and blow up a whole bunch of ammunition with your cheek again, and still have no better target acquisition and follow up shot techniques. That's all I got, man. I didn't want to keep you long, but I'll let you later.
All right, that is Deacon Quarles with our survival tip. I don't know what we're going to call that. We're going to have to schedule that, Riis. We're going to put it on the clock, and I think maybe we put that on what's today, Wednesday? Maybe we put that on Wednesdays at 7:50. Right? So we'll do that, Deacon, from going on. We're going to do it Wednesdays at 7:50. That way, we can make sure that our seniors get a piece of it on the way out the door. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I want to move on because I do want to talk about this Adam Toledo shooting, or the fact that the police officers were not found, will not be charged. Riis, and I wanted to talk about how Latinos will respond to Kim Foxx. So I feel like a couple things. The Adam Toledo shooting, when it first happened, I think we were a lot closer to George Floyd. It was a year ago. And I think that the Latino community may have mistakenly attempted to turn Lil Homicide into Laquan McDonald, a Laquan McDonald type of victim. I do recall them saying, or trying to compare this to Laquan McDonald, but I think there's a lot of difference. So I was going to the fact that Adam Toledo was a 12-year-old who was about that life. Can we agree that a 12-year-old can be about that life, Riis?
Yep.
And when we say a 12-year-old being about that life, they can be shooting, smoking, doing drugs. They could murder you if they chose to. Now, let me ask a question. Do you think that because Adam Toledo has been described as a victim in this case, and I really don't even know how we got this far down the path, right? And I wonder, was the reason that this case took on the legs that it took on, or that this decision is even controversial, was because he was young? Because I don't know, can I say that, Riis? Running from the police with a gun in your hand equals getting shot. Yes or no?
Facts.
So, if young Adam Toledo was running with a gun and dipped around the corner in 838 milliseconds, not even a second, drops the gun, turns, and the police officer shoots him after asking him to stop, and the gun was found, let me ask, why would this become, why is there a march today, and why are people protesting today? Like, and beyond that, should any black people be involved in this? Like, I don't know that this falls in the case of the police shootings that we talk about. So I got to ask you the question, how is Adam Toledo a victim? Is Adam Toledo a victim? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Was Adam Toledo a victim? Or I'd like to know what your response is to the fact that there are no charges, that Kim Foxx decided not to file charges against them because against the police officers. Now, I know that Riis, y'all young people be like F12 under all circumstances. But I gotta ask, do we think that this shooting was unjustified? I mean, we saw the tape. I'm not gonna play it back. But if I saw you running and you turn on me in 8, and I don't know that you got the, are you judged by 12, carried by 6?
I can definitely understand. I don't think we justifying it. Maybe. Well, I hope we're not marching for that reason. But
why should there be a march? Because the march is going to be about Kim Foxx not charging the police. So tell me what the march should be about.
Another young black life.
He ain't black.
I mean, well,
what? Yeah.
Well, then, I mean, I don't know why we marching then.
Okay, so what is the march for today, though? Like, are they This is the same. This to me is the same case that you talk about Pookie, right? Like, we talking about free Pookie, but we know that Lil Homicide was on about that life. Maybe we don't. Excuse me. Maybe I'm incorrect. Let me read to you what Juan Rangel said, because I posed the question yesterday. No charges in the Adam Toledo shooting. Thoughts? So I tried not to lean people either way. Juan Rangel said, why should there be charges against the police? They should charge the 21-year-old gangbanger who was grooming 13-year-old Toledo and led him astray to go shoot at passing cars at 2:30 a.m. The cops were responding to that. True or false? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Was Adam Toledo a victim? And if so, of who? And I gotta ask, what role do black people have in this protest? Go to the phone calls, Riis. Riis, you're on the caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning. This is Katie Lindsay. How are you?
Hey, Katie. That's the president of the phone club, just so y'all know. Hello, Madam President.
Yes, President. I love all our children, and that's why I am out here trying to be involved so that I can make a change. And he's a victim from that 22-year-old and for his family, because I said, Lord, if I had any children, gave birth to any children that would go that way, and I got a grandson coming in any day now. If there was anything that I could do to prevent my grandchild from being out there, I would do it. That's crazy. He's a victim from his family. How can you let your child do that? I would lay my life on the line to prevent my child from doing all of these horrible things. Where was his family? His family dropped the ball big time. So just like we want people to give Jesse a break, and I agree with that, and to an extent, he shouldn't have been so. It's just like everybody said. He shouldn't. A lot of people said. I mean, he shouldn't have been. He caused a lot of problems in Chicago. But you give people a break. We got to give the police a break, because I want somebody to. I could have been passing by at that time on my way to work and got caught up in the crossfire with these two people shooting at other gang members. So let's give this guy a break. And anybody who's out there that says any different is wrong.
Okay, thank you, Katie. I agree with you. I just don't know if we got to be a victim. And can I ask a question? Will black people be at these protests today? Because they are having protests and they are marching downtown. And I guess my question is, what role do we even have in this? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Was young Adam Toledo a victim? And if so, of who? Give us a call. Caller, you're on the Mace Jackson Show.
Good morning, family.
What up? What up, ballhead? I'm coming through there this weekend to get me some food. We might have to have you cater to black people our Final Four. So we're going to talk about that. But how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. I want to say this before we get into the top. Man, you made my son's day, man. You hear me? He said, Maze took my hand. Yeah.
Man, you tell him. Man, you tell that's my man. Look, you tell him he welcome anywhere I'm at as long as it ain't a bar.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on? How you feeling, man? Man, stop. Ball head before you do him. Tell him to hand him the phone. Tell him to say what's up to everybody at his school and give us some shout outs. And anybody he want to give a shout out to, make sure you tell us his name on the end. Tell everybody where he is. What's up, little cuz?
Hey. My name Jefferson.
What's up, Jefferson? How you feeling, man? What school you go to? What school? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Oh, okay. Now, say what's up to your friends in your class and your teacher real quick.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, how you? Oh, your buddy, your girl. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Randy. Good morning,
That's what I'm talking about. Tell all your people. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. You can always call in. You got to tell your dad, bring you down to the studio so you can come in and sit down with me one day and you can do an interview live on the show. What's up, Ballhead? How you feeling, dog?
Hey, look, I just want to apologize. I mean, I knew you were doing big things, but I didn't know it was going to be that many people, man. I apologize. We're going to take care of y'all next time. And I thought you would have called me and said I didn't get enough. You would come on back. But that's cool. Look, I want to let you know that little boy is doing grown folks' business. The police officers. Now the problem is the police officers are afraid. Now they may have jumped the gun a little bit, but the boy had a gun. They out shooting in the morning. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to defend yourself. And the police officers don't. They're not cut from the same cloth. These are educated police officers, not streetwise. They stopped all that. So it's a little fear both ways. So it's not about giving nobody a break, but like they say, if somebody's pointing a gun or has a gun, you told them to stop, and you turn, what are you supposed to do? You got to defend yourself.
Hey, man.
And that's all I got to say.
Right, and his name was Lil Homicide. I don't want to be one of them tears. I just don't.
Did they identify that it was a child? Remember, did they identify that it was a child, or did they how they usually always say, suspect running some seems to be a male. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a total difference. If they said that it was a child, then
he got a gun. Did you see Beasts of Other Nations?
I get it.
Did you see?
Hey,
bro.
And
a shorty, you know what, Riis? I'll be honest with you. The younger someone is with the gun, the more nervous or fearful I would be of them. right? Because they don't get the consequence of taking your life, and they don't get the consequence of what prison is, right? And so I feel like a lot, like if it's a shorty on you, man, don't make no sudden moves, because they sitting the deck up. They ain't got no thought process.
Facts.
So, man, nah, Joe, shorty got a pistol, he running. Yo, dog, we on the battlefield. His bullets is real too. Let's go to the live line. Oh, so let me say thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM who is tuned in with us today. It is a pleasure to have you with us every Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 a.m. But you can continue this conversation with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. This is the Maze Jackson page. You can look that up, Google that on all of the spots, and we'll be there. Is that what your name is in the comments? What your name is? Give me my jacket back. I'm ready to rock it. I was supposed to be rocking it last night. And you see I got my green turtleneck on. I'm supposed to be camoed out right now. I had a vision for my outfit today. So what your name is, get on your business. All right, y'all. Look, y'all, we got anybody else on the line? Let's take another call. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Was Lil homicide, should we be worried about Lil? Was he Lil homicide a victim?
Good morning, man. Yes, he was a victim. He was a victim to his organization. They were grooming him to continue his activity against his community or whoever community that's adjacent to him. So yes, he was a victim. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Shout out to Ballhead. I heard that the food was so good that they was back there licking the pan. I ain't getting none either, bro. I ain't getting none either.
Man, I ain't have nothing.
All I saw was Vince back there smacking that rib like it was the second coming, and his eyes was rolling back in his head. And we ain't getting none, bro. So whatever Ballhead put on them ribs, I think he might got something, bro. He may need to come out and barbecue at the at the first kickback of 2022. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, Devo, I think that we might have to have him. You know what we might need to do is have him come for the petition celebration party for the black people first. Maybe he can cater for us.
Hey, man.
Plus, we got Final Four coming up. You know what I'm saying? I think you need to be organizing some Final Four fundraising activities for the mob so we can, you know, be able to finance our moves. I'm telling you, bro, it's a lot going on. That's my man, Devin Gordine. Devo!
Hey,
what's up,
last thing.
Hold on before you say hold it before you say your last thing. I gotta say what's up to my boy DJ, man. Shout out to my boy DJ who be at every What's in It for the Black People meeting. He be out there getting signatures. He about to turn into a Morehouse man. Man, shout out to my man DJ. You know, I'm going to have me a squad. DJ, and when I come down to Atlanta, I'm sending my son. You got to look out for him, too, when he come down there to go check out on his school visit. All right, Devo, what's your one more thing?
Hey, hey, one more thing. Eastside, we coming to you, black people first. Thornton Township. Hey, we setting it up. We just got a couple of more details to iron out. We coming to you. So South Suburbs, everybody tap in, check in. We taking over. Hey, we all we got, man. We finna do this. So just tap in. And like Deacon said, man, hey, if y'all need y'all concealed carry, put in the comments, chat it up so we can get y'all tapped into that too. We got people everywhere, man. We keeping all the money in the family, bro.
There it is, man. That's what I'm talking about. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got a couple more calls, but we're going to take a break. And callers, y'all hold on. We're going to continue this conversation. Lil homicide. Was he a victim? Excuse me, Adam Toledo. Was he a victim? And who's marching? Like, are there going to be black people in that march? Is it like, what? Do we have anything to do with this? I'm curious. Let's talk about it more when we come back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? What's up?
Hi, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey! Okay, hold on. I'm going to make an official nomination right now that we make Katie the new president of the phone club. Riis, can I get a second from you, man?
I second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Everybody tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. If you vote that Katie should be the new president of the phone club, please signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Congratulations, you are now the new president of the phone club. Katie from Ashburn.
We did it. You're going to be the next president.
How you doing, boss lady?
Fine. Thank you. I accept that nomination. Thank you.
All right. You got drafted.
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and caught a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they did get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there is terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to
travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! That's right, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host. Maze Jackson. Here in the building with my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Y'all should have seen Riis yesterday, y'all. Y'all should have seen Riis. Like, so yesterday, you know, I grabbed the mic for a hot minute. Shout out to Alderman David Moore for showing the brothers some love. You know, you gotta go where you gotta go where people show you love. Riis, find that thing. Find my clip. Uh-oh. Ready? So, cause what happens, Riis, is when I walk into the room, usually they do this.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
But the tone can be different. Sometimes it can be like what you just did. Play it again.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
Or it could be like, what's in it for the black people? Yesterday, Riis, you know, it's funny to me because I often think about how people just expect that what you're supposed to do. Juan Rangel used to say, it's always nice to be asked. It's so funny to me how many people have the expectation but never ask. And I know my support don't really mean nothing except for we got this thing called Black People First. And this Black People First thing, can I tell y'all, shout out to all the Black People First people, because yesterday when we went out, people was like, dang, 23,000. Now, don't get me twisted. It's really scary. But, Riis, it's like people want me to be supportive, but don't want to hide from me. Right? They want you to use your tools and use your toolbox, but they kick you to the curb in public. Man, it felt good yesterday to go somewhere and somebody was like, hey, man, we appreciate what y'all do. So yesterday, though, I got to tell y'all. So, you can't really give me a mic because I'm going to preach. I'm going to give me a sermon in. I'm just telling you now, if you invite me to your birthday this summer, you invite me to your cookout, I'm going to get me a sermon in. But I had to give Riis some props, but I wouldn't give him the mic yesterday, y'all. Because I wasn't finna be up there doing my talking, and he come and be like, and now for the smooth jams.
No, that was funny. No, what was so funny is when I walked in, everybody was like, hey, I'm like, I'm the only person that actually recognized me was Mark. You know what I'm saying?
Big Mark.
Yeah, I started.
Shout out to Mark McGuire.
And then, you know, like I told people, they was like, yeah, like I'm Riis. And right after you said like who I was, it's like flock of people came. Like, oh, you the person that was. I was looking like, I just told you I was Riis 10 minutes ago.
Because you was with the king, dog.
That was good, though.
I'm telling you, man, we got something out here in these Chicago streets. I'm telling you, this Mace Jackson, it's so funny to me, Riis, how many people like try to shade me or shade what we do. And then when you know that you're doing something, when it be two, you know, people be in the room and they be acting like they don't know what you, like Riis. It's really interesting to me that for as much as we know that this show means stuff, everybody is running around doing everything they can to avoid us. And I really was going to talk to y'all about we need to give everybody hell this election cycle. Who's running, who's got a candidacy on the black side. Because so many people get to... Hey, Riis, like, how do people get to run both sides of the play, two sides of the court? What I want to know is every white candidate that we support, black. I want to know every Latino candidate that we support in black, where do they stand on the remap? Where do they stand on the right for undocumented immigrants to vote? Do y'all see how both of those impact us directly? Could you imagine us electing somebody who was against us on the map? Think about the gravity of this. Right now, we are going to be marching people through our neighborhoods who have not declared any allegiance to black people or our long-term interests. And nobody's asking. Mugs just taking pictures, posting, endorsing. Where you stand on the remap? Where you stand on the right of undocumented immigrants to vote? And I gotta tell y'all, if I see y'all on the camera down that little I gotta understand why black people would be down there marching. Like, are we equating these things to the same thing? Let me go to the callers. Callers, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up, caller? You on the Mace Jackson Show?
Hey, Mace, what up? This is Matt, bro. What's poppin'?
This who?
It's Matt.
Oh, what's up, Matt? How you feeling, man?
It's Ness, bro. Not Matt.
Oh,
it's Loch Ness, bro. What's going on?
Oh, it's Loch Ness Monster on the live line. Look, y'all, it's terrorism. Hey, man, when we get... First of all, dog, Ness, I don't even know if you really... I'm like, where the video, dog? It's getting warm outside. I'm getting all the cars together. We could have a photo shoot. We could do a block party right outside the WIIFTBP Studios, or we could do it in the parking lot at TP, and we could just shoot us a video, dog. Everybody bring their cars out, wash, and we could be like terrorism.
Hey, we can do that. I'm with that idea. I'm with that. But yeah, it's the project finishing up soon, so I'm gonna definitely be in tune with you because that's gonna be one of the first videos anyway.
All right, man. So we're in the project. I want to be on the project. I want some credits on the project, man, or something. We got to figure this out.
Hey, I want you to do the intro, so I'm gonna be in touch with you.
Hey, all right. Don't be, and you can't call Riis, dog. You cannot have Riis do the remix. Like I don't want the Riis, and Riis with the remix version in the deep voice. I guess this is what we said on the media. Nobody want to hear that. All right, what's up, Ness? How you feeling, dog? And tell my cousin I said what your name is. How she feeling too? I feel like I ain't seen y'all in forever, so we got to get that together.
Yeah,
what's going on?
She on her way to work right now.
All right.
Yeah, we taking a word. But look, as far as this Adam Toledo joint, it shouldn't be a black soul down there. And I'm going to break it down to you live. If nobody else said it, should nobody be down there for El Diablo the Problemo? Because Shorty jumped off the porch early. He jumped off the porch early. He was a product of his environment. But that ain't the case. What I'm speaking of, why a black soul shouldn't be down there, is because when these George Floyd riots was cracking and popping off, we couldn't drive through nobody's neighborhoods to do our normal day-to-day. They was busting car windows out. I don't know if y'all saw the videos. People was pulling people out of cars. They was harassing people. I know people who stayed over in them areas who had to get police escorts just to get back and forth from the store to home because they was being harassed by the very same people that want you to come down there and march for Adam Toledo today. So it shouldn't be a soul down there supporting
because when you was trying to patronize and go over in the neighborhoods, they wasn't having it. And Lori Lightfoot got on there talking about they was protecting their neighborhoods. No, they was harassing. That's what they was on. And I'm just going to sum it up like that. Should nobody be marching for nobody down there today?
Say it, Ness. Say it, and say it with your chest. Say it for the people in the back. Like, hey, yo, this ain't our fight. This ain't our fight. And I really feel like we need to stand on the sideline. And when they trying to ask us to come on the car parades and all that stuff, we need to be like, hold on, cuz. I missed you at the George Floyd. And quite frankly, to me, they trying to take our narrative of what's been happening to us with the police and then be like, we got the same problems too. The next thing you know, we're going to be talking about, I ain't marching. And I'm telling you now, if I see you on the camera today talking about that, like, ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Yeah, it's out of our hands on this.
But you know who's going to show up, though, Maze? You know it's going to be some action down there.
Oh, see, look at cuz she couldn't even help herself. What your name is? Come on, say hello to the people. You know you missed us. Go ahead and say something and then tell us some truth, because I know you got something in that car where y'all riding down there. What's up? What your name is?
Hey, look, my coworker is in den, Dad. I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do it.
All right.
I don't do it.
Yeah, she got to work today, so she ain't got no commentary.
Okay, no commentary, right? Because you know you'll get in there and people be looking at you all hard like, we know what your name is. What your name is?
Right. Hey. She got to be down there in the thick of it anyway. Into the thick of it.
Oh, right, into the thick of it. Hey, what your name is? I know you seen my comments and I know you heard me talking smack. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm here to tell you that I am wearing green today, and I had this all coordinated 3 weeks ago. And I
know Elliot waiting on. I got y'all. I got it.
Yeah, I made her revamp it and get it all together. So she's gonna have it. It's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be right.
It's gonna be together. So.
All right, cause y'all know I be stunning. You know when I wear it out, people be like, "Where you get that from?" Right? And what you should put on the bottom in the bottom corner on the front, you should put a patch, or even if it's a sewed on stitch on that says your name. Right, your brand on the outside. You know how when you get a Mitchell and Ness or something, it's outside so that people can see your. You can put your brand there. I have no problem rocking that. So if you want to put that on there, so when people see it, it'll be all good. It'll be part of my advertising and my support. Hello.
Love you.
Love you back. All right, that's Ness, and what your name is. Ness, I'm telling you, dog, if we don't get a video this summer, dog, I'm kicking you off the intro, man. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That was Loch Ness Monster. Terrorism. Plus, I might have to pull up the video. Ness should have an album release at TP. Right? We should get a Ness show. Like I'm telling you, Riis, we could do a Ness show. You think he got like he could just do a set? Y'all ain't ready, Riis. And I'm just telling you, this I'm ready for the Final Four too. I'm about to ask Big Swill, can we watch the games up there? All right, let's go to the live line. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. Lil Homicide. Should black people feel what makes him a victim, and do black people have anything to do with this? Caller?
Good morning, Maze.
Good morning. Is this Anthony?
Good morning, Maze.
Anthony. Uh-oh.
Yes, it is.
I ain't stepped on another third rail, did I, Anthony?
No. Before I forget, if you can feed them, you can lead them, all right? Because that's what leaders do. If they eat at all, they make sure their troops eat. Okay? So don't be all caught up because you didn't get nothing to eat, all right? You trying to gather support.
You right.
Maze, please let me finish. You know, I'm trying to put you up on something here, right?
Okay, put me up.
If people sit back and say, hey, Maze made sure everybody ate, he feeding folks, that's the one they want to follow. Okay? Like Shawty was down there in Parkway, guys, make sure everybody ate, and they was talking about doing something to Shawty. No, you're not doing nothing to Shawty making sure we eat. Okay? So there's an aspect in there where the leader sometimes might not get nothing to eat, but the troops is behind them because they didn't eat. You want them to have the energy. So you need them out there, you know, doing what they got to do. Adam Toledo, or whatever his name was, Shawty. What they call him? Homicide?
Lil Homicide.
Dude okay, dude, I told you when it first happened. Man, he was out there putting in work. Okay, he committed a felony. All right, he out there busting their cars. He's a danger to the community. Everybody wants the community to be safe, but you got little homicides running loose because they wild. You know, hey, I'm not gonna say the boy's retarded or something, but he determines special needs. He's got to be dealt with directly. You know, he can't just be running around with pistols. Everybody in the neighborhood scared to come outside. The little kids getting shot. They always end up shooting some little innocent 12-year-old girl, 6-year-old, 2-year-old girl, 3-year-old. You know, that they ain't banging out there, but they got these little idiots running loose in the community. Everybody wants to save community, but don't nobody want to tell that little homicide is the one that's out there shooting projectiles through the neighborhood. Okay, so you can't have it both ways. All right, and should we be concerned about him? No, not at all. We got enough problems on our own. We got to fix our own community. Okay, make our community safe. They talk about we animals, but they still over there doing the same thing over there in the little village and back of the yards and all that. So no, you know that's their problem. They want to sound like they got such a clean house, but they got problems over there too.
You right.
But that you know, the funny thing about it, Maze, you remember me telling you about I have a therapist, right? She been calling to check in on me, man, to make sure because you know a lot of these topics that you've been on and stuff. She knows I be wanting to call in, and she said, you have a tendency to just be too honest with a lot of people. You know, you'll make people not like I'm not here to be liked, but I'm gonna share the truth as I see it. My opinion. Everybody wants a safe community. You gotta make it safe. You know, I done got to the point, man. In the evenings, I don't even go out no more. You know, but not that there's anything out there for me to do.
Anthony, you gotta come watch the final. You got to watch the tournament. No, man, you got to come watch the tournament with us, man. We gonna look.
Maze, the funny thing is, I'm less than a mile away from. I'm less than a mile away from TP.
Anthony,
I live like you tell you, I live right on King Drive.
Anthony, you gonna come outside and you gonna come watch some games with us.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm gonna come out and hang out.
That's what I'm talking about, Anthony. I appreciate that, man.
I'm gonna be there. God's willing, I'm gonna be there. Okay.
All right, that's my man, Anthony West. Anthony, I appreciate you, man, all the time. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got callers on the line. Let's take the next call. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What do we got to do with Lil Homicide? And was he a victim or was he a perpetrator?
I don't think.
What up, James?
Hey, how you doing, man?
James, you notice James be calling in when Ruthie ain't here. You know that, right? You be seeing that, right? He be calling.
I call in when Ruthie is there too. I like looking at Ruthie. Anyway, I just wanted to say with this Adam Toledo kid, nobody should be marching for him because he had a gun. He's probably a gangbanger and doing other stuff in the street. I just want to say this thing. Hispanics got a way of doing things that really don't make sense. They get upset about people wanting to send illegals back home. They're illegal. They didn't even come here legal. They fight about stuff like that. It don't even make sense. You know, so we should concern ourselves with things that make sense. You know, and that's basically what I wanted to say. Hispanics got a way of fighting for things that don't even make sense. The kid had a gun. He shouldn't have had a gun in the first place. He was doing illegal stuff, probably a gangbanger, you know, and then Hispanics also fight for illegals. Like, that's the right thing to do. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. And then you got black people here that's been here for years, you know, with kidnapped and brought here, you know, and even ones that was already here before the slavery thing started and got caught up in that slavery thing. You know, we abuse, we don't get money, you know, we don't have stable housing. You know, they sent in $13.6 billion to the Ukraine. You know, it's so much stuff that don't make sense, and you got black people that don't even have stable housing. So some of this stuff people fight for, you know, it don't even make sense. And I'm gonna say it once again: Hispanics tend to fight for things you have to do with Hispanics that don't even make sense. Thank you.
Thank you, James. James be passionate, boy. James be ready. You know, I be thinking about James in the Navy, boy. I bet he was snapping. Can you imagine being locked on the boat with James with y'all doing that stupid stuff? Y'all be doing stuff that don't even make sense. I want to, you know, we going to have James do a whole series on, remember the white girl? Remember when he talked about, that's all right. We'll stop. We talk about it all. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Little homicide. Was he a victim? And will Kim Foxx pay a price from the Latinos for not prosecuting these police officers? Call you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mace.
Good morning.
Who is Miko?
Hey, Miko. Oh, go ahead, Miko.
This is my birthday month. I'm gonna need you to step up.
It's the what's the tell me, you know, tell me the exact date right now so we can have a birthday show.
30th, just like your day. 30th.
Oh,
remember that.
Yeah, I got
30th.
that locked up March 30th. El Presidente, she gonna have a party up at she talk. I sent you on the text talk about. I think I got to figure out what you need to do is have one of them infused birthday parties like you had last time where everybody was stuck because they was like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. My bad. Okay, it's the Mace Jackson Show. What's up, Tamiko? How you feeling this morning, sis?
I'm good this morning. We are such bleeding heart, and this is the truth. So I don't mean no harm. We have to close our eyes and think. When little Ricky got shot, when little Paul got shot, close your eyes and see who marched with you. Who was out there by the droves with you when your mother, your sister, your grandmothers was crying and asking for help and justice? I didn't see it. I didn't see them. In all honesty, who was out there terrorizing you along with the white cops? What other ethnicity along with the white policemen? We got to stop that. We are always looking for friends and allies in the wrong places. Now, a child is a child, don't get me wrong. But stop linking up and bleeding hearts with people that don't be bleeding with us when we bleeding. Like, go sit down. We got, our children got PTSD, been desensitized since they were brought into the world. Like, seriously. Like, when our children are out there misled in the street, oh, they gangbangers. They need to be locked up, thrown the key away. When you hear about their children, the narrative changed. They need therapy. Woo-wop the bam, blah, blah, skibby wee. But when you talk about our children in the same situation, they're animals. We have to listen. We have to pay attention and sit your ass down and worry about your children. We got to take care of home first, and then we can reach out for others. But when you're talking about your own children, which they look like you, your own lineage, you got something negative to say, but you want to get out there and march? Take a look in the mirror, like, seriously. Goodbye.
Dang. She did not goodbye us.
She always do that. She always in her own call. She always in her own call. I'm telling you, listen to every time she calls. That's
Rico be like,
goodbye.
Goodbye. Man, I don't even know if I got anything to say behind that. I just think that, like, are we marching? Like, okay, tomorrow, okay, let me ask a question. Can we have an assignment? Can today we watch and see who are the black people that are out there marching? Can we, please? And can we know, and then can we ask them maybe what they're, like, because, I think, Ness tried to tell us to remember.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. And that was real key. Like, I remember that.
Riis, that's how this started.
Yeah, I know.
This is how this station started, was because we were reporting on what the Latino gangs and mobs was doing to black people. And that's when the phone call came from the top of the boss and said, don't say nothing else. Remember, we saw the mayor and all of them talking about they released all of these street people. Remember, you know what? It's the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to come back. I think I might have the audio from that back in the day, and I'm gonna play it back from you so you can remember what all the. And matter of fact, Reese, I'm gonna have to come back there because I think you might have it on your computer. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be right back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break. And now, traffic and weather.
I don't know what you did, but you did it.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:34 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy one last time, O'Hare to the Loop will be 54 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is a half an hour. On the Edens, Deerfield to the Exchange will also be 54 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 33. On the Eisenhower, we got an hour and 4 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 36 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson, I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 56 minutes. Outbound will be 34. While the Bishop Ford is 48 minutes. I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 26 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan, 24 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. In DuSable, Lakeshore Drive, 55th to Jackson is 15 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 9 minutes. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 8. Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 11. Today's weather, it is currently 46 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 66 with a low of 37. I'm Riis the Ruler, and why does weather got to be so good here on this Wednesday?
Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, but not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you when you put your grown on. Oh, when you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Oh, when you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done and your nails done, when you put that grown on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
The skin I'm in fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. Live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. Inhale it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over and they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so it's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles?
To make a change, it ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear, just as what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul, black power gospel tunes. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program, who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system, total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo, that's a shame, boy. Augment reality, better fix your brain, boy. I love my people.
Alderman Lopez, welcome back to the Maze Jackson Show. The mayor has a very peculiar way she's dealing with this, and I'm trying to understand, why does it seem like we're handling this with kid gloves?
The reason that she's not going after the root cause, which is gangs, the reason she's not calling out the silent enablers, as I tweeted out the other day, is because those are many of the same people that she relied on to get elected. I'm talking about the not-for-profits, those that reach out for grants and try to be the intermediaries in a community to try and bridge some of these anti-violence groups, things of that nature. These organizations that say they're trying to build bridges oftentimes are the ones that are enabling the gang lifestyle and allowing it to go unchecked and not holding accountable the individuals causing the violence in the neighborhoods. Those same partners, which she funds, which she relies on, were unceremoniously all pimping themselves out at press conference, saying that nobody said a word about gangs, but what they did say is that we need more money for the programs that we offer to help stop the violence. And clearly, for more money to go to organizations that are working against the residents of the city of Chicago.
Alderman, how did y'all approve $37 million to go to one ward for violence prevention? $37 million? I don't think there's been a $37 million investment in anything black.
When these amendments to the budget or when these programs come before us, and I've asked the last time that these were proposed by the administration, what metrics are we using to ensure that everyone with their hand out was not still enabling gangbangers in the middle of the night? And oftentimes have intervened on behalf of gangbangers, particularly in the Latino community. When you see in other communities, like the black community, when you start doling out contracts to, say, Metropolitan Family Services, and now they're responsible for doling out to organizations to come into neighborhoods like, for example, West Englewood, contract out to organizations that have no connection to a community, build no bridges to a neighborhood, but get $300,000 to stop violence.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
This is the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, come to my computer too, because I got some audio I want to play off of my computer, not on the thing, because I want to remind you, as we talk about, because Lil Homicide came from this area. And remember, I don't know if you all remember that the mayor's office decided that they were going to contract street organizations. Matter of fact, let me play this clip back. You ready? Riis, I think I got the volume up. Let me see. Yep, let me play this back. Ready?
Community came together and has been guarding businesses along 26th Street throughout the day. And I'm talking about all segments of our community, including those who, some of this call would prefer to be incarcerated. I think that there are people of all stripes in our community who are coming together, and I pray that that holds tonight. And I hope that you all will pray for us as we'll be praying for you.
Thank you, Alderman. As of now, there will be, we will continue the feeding program at CPS schools. We're concerned about it, and we're certainly watching it because we don't want them to be overrun. We've had great success these now almost 10 weeks of making sure that our kids get fed, but we are definitely concerned about it, and we'll make a final call. But unless you hear from us otherwise, you should assume that feeding program will continue uninterrupted tomorrow.
Let me
Little Village, and the community came together and has been guarding businesses along 26th Street throughout the day.
Did you hear that? The community came together and guarded businesses along 26th Street along the day. Now I want you to pay attention because he describes who they actually are.
And I'm talking about all segments of our community, including those who, some of this call would prefer to be incarcerated. I think that there are people of all stripes in our community who are coming together, and I pray that that holds tonight.
They literally contracted street organizations who then came out and violated us. Let me play another clip from that area. Riis, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some clips from back in the day what I want you to do is come to the because I think we're forgetting a lot, and what I want you to do is come to the road. Okay? And then I'm going to go back to back in the day when all of this stuff was happening. And I want you to remember kind of where we were and the things that we're saying. And when we talk about Lil Homicide and what's going on right now, how we need to be looking at this. Here goes Alderman Irvin after what happened. Ready?
Is wrong is categorizing everyone that has the same characteristics of the individual that came to do that act in the same way. So the fact that someone came to loot your business if they were African American, Arab, or anything doesn't mean that you go out and grab an Arab or an African American woman and beat her and her children.
Remember this?
Those two things do not equate. So while I understand anyone's want to protect themselves and their property and their business, that does not give anyone or any group the right to then therefore go after the person because it looks like the person that did something to you. We've been doing that for the last umpteen years, and that has not solved anything. So we need to move beyond that, settle that, move beyond that, and begin to foster better relations so that we all can move forward as a race and as a community and as a people in general.
That was Alderman Irvin in response. Let me give you another clip. As the Latino community, I just want to make sure we put all this in perspective. Ready?
Rodriguez, the alderman from the 22nd ward that includes Little Village. Mike, there's been complaints that Mexican American gang members and others targeted not just black gangs that were coming in to loot, but innocent African American victims. Tell us what happened.
Well, first of all, I got to give you some context. So this issue really matters to me. My wife and I are lifelong residents of the Little Village community in the 22nd ward. We both live several blocks from where we grew up, right? And I've spent the last 2 decades of my life largely working on violence prevention issues, creating peace in my community, in my ward. And my ward represents North Lawndale, Garfield Ridge, and a lot of Little Village. That's what I represent. So these are communities that are working class. These are communities that have some vibrant business districts.
Listen to how he's describing them and us.
Home for decades.
And I love the restaurants.
Oh, you should love the restaurants. We have the best restaurants in the Midwest United States. That's right. And we have some great options. So next time I see you, it's going to be at a restaurant on 26th Street. And
I'm going to write that down now.
Yes.
I got to get you to the meat.
So look, I don't blame those restaurant owners and the shop owners there for not wanting to be looted. And there was actually very little looting in Little Village compared to the rest of the city.
Well, a little bit more. So over the last decades, I've also been working on these violence prevention programs like Ceasefire, youth mentorship programs that I think really, really work. And that's my life's work. And that's what we've been concentrated on here, particularly with the violence that's been occurring in our community the last couple of days. It's a fact. We have had some enormous, amazing engagement from a variety of people in our community that have kept our neighborhood safe from looting. But at that same time...
Hold on. My bad.
Engagement from a variety of people in our community that have kept our neighborhood safe from looting. But at that same time, we've had some really, really race-based issues that are unacceptable, that I will not stand for, that no one in our community will stand for. And by the way, Mike, that's changing already. We've seen our outreach workers go out there, and they have changed the situation in the last 48 hours. The fact is that
what you mean? So maybe for viewers who aren't familiar with what happened, you saw with your own eyes what many others saw, which was that innocent African American women with children, in some cases, were attacked by some of the young Mexican American men in your neighborhood.
Little homicide now.
And there were some injuries that you saw. Huh?
Listen.
Who were those people that were out there here? Let's continue. I just want to make sure we don't forget why y'all out here crying for little homicide.
not see any children involved, but I definitely saw individuals who were not anywhere near any type of looting being targeted. And that was unacceptable. Our outreach workers are out there working with those who have committed those heinous.
So hold on, check it out. The outreach workers that they hired to go patrol the neighborhoods are now going to go talk to their members who were doing the attacks to say, chill out, because y'all got us on the news. Let me play that back. Because remember, the outreach workers that they hired to stop the violence were the people that were committing the acts. He said he saw it, right? Here we go.
Our outreach workers are out there working with those who have committed those heinous acts. And to be quite forward,
working with, do you hear me? Working with the people who did the heinous acts. So essentially, you sent the guys out and said, look, y'all done brought too much heat on us. So you making too much noise right now. Let me go ahead and let y'all get that back. Here we go. Ready?
Our community is coming together and we're responding. Those same individuals who are doing those acts are the same individuals who wrote Black Lives Matter on some of the boarded up businesses.
So the same people that was attacking you wrote Black Lives Matter on the businesses? Y'all, let me play this one more time for you. Come on, here we go. Y'all, who's marching today? Listen to this one more time, because I be like, I must be the crazy one.
Who wrote Black Lives Matter on finding those same individuals
who was beating y'all down.
Same individuals who wrote Black Lives Matter on some of the boarded up businesses in our neighborhood. I want you to go down 26th Street and you will see Black Lives Matter written on many of the businesses in our community. I think we are about unity in our community. Things are getting better. We cannot ever allow what happened before to happen ever again, and I will not stand by it, and our community won't stand by it.
Who marching today? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What does this have to do with us? Did you, Riis? I think, see, the problem for black folks, and I guess my question is, as we start rolling through all these candidates and all of these people who was here during it happened, did anybody say anything? So before we start talking about black and brown unity, did we ever resolve this? Or did we just say, move on, and we had a car parade? So I need to help you. I need somebody to help me understand, what do black people have to do with this? And I need to understand who was with us when they was. Be clear that the reason we're doing this show right here from this place was because of Lil Homicide and them. The same guys that were the outreach workers, that were the gangbangers, that were the members, that Ray Lopez talked about the fact that I got gangbangers walking around my community right now. Remember that? And the mayor said, you're full of shit. Riis, I gotta understand what it got to do with us.
And the only word that borders another state, it's Indiana, and the mayor's right. The police can't keep up, and I know Michelle and Greg can attest. 4th District is huge, and our police can't do it. They're shooting at the police. I have videos right across the street from my office of people shooting. Sorry, I've never seen the likes of this, nor did I. And I want to tell you, this kicked off in my ward this morning at about 11 o'clock. It wasn't a protest. It wasn't anything like that. It was about 40 people that showed up in the dispensary lot. And a dispensary, most of you guys know, it's like Fort Knox getting in there. There was people trapped inside. They were trying to break down the front door, and they were calling the police. Police couldn't get there fast enough. The employees had to escape out the back door, and they got in.
Riis, it was going down. It was going down, and there was nobody who had our back. Nobody.
Some of my colleagues are preaching that this is something of a genuine insurrection, and it isn't. This is about the city. The life of the city is just it's being taken out, and it's not right. And if you're an elected official, if you're saying that just cannot be right. And we have to call that out.
Riis, it was going down, and I just feel like we've all forgotten how this all started. Let me see.
And the only word that...
Nope. And I'm really trying to find... I don't know if you remember when Alderman Lopez had his full-on tirade about the fact of what happened. This was all in the face of George Floyd, and think about George Floyd was an opportunity for us to be attacked by young Adam Toledo's. Real talk. What this got to do with black people, Riis?
Nothing.
What does it have to do? And I just feel like sometimes we forget how it all began.
When one of our colleagues is on TV complaining about police, and then lo and behold, while the shot is still live, more at the border of white neighborhood.
The OEMC for the lion's share of the because of looting.
Comes over and you see police.
I'm trying to find Ja Ray Lopez.
The council members, I think all of us, I think we're all, distressed and overwhelmed. So I think, it'd be good to make sure, at least with our neighboring wards, I think what I hear with Alderman Brookings, I think the concern, of course, that I share to create a network among.
It just seems to me, Riis, and I for the life of me cannot find the point.
51st Street just several hours ago when neighbors took the law into their own hands, including one who has a permit and was brandishing a pistol and was attempting to stop looters who had been carrying stolen goods out of the Foot Locker. Just
again, let me see.
26th Street in Little Village, and the community came together and has been guarding businesses along 26th Street throughout the day. And I'm talking about all.
Uh-oh. Hey, y'all. That's the people putting the block on us. That's the people. They don't want these conversations being played because they forgot.
Businesses along 26th Street throughout the day. And I'm talking about all segments of our community, including those who some on this call would prefer to be incarcerated. I think that there are people of all stripes in our community who are coming together, and I pray that holds tonight.
He prays that it holds tonight. That was the beginning of this, and I just need to understand. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Riis, what does Lil Homicide have to do with us? Should we feel anything in relation to this? I don't know, man. I just feel like we've forgotten, and they like completely trying to forget about what happened. That Ray Lopez clip that you played, it seems to me everybody's forgotten. Who's down? Who's watching? Who is now Riis going to be down there? We need to keep account of anybody. Anybody on that line? They don't even want to touch it. Because you know why you don't want to touch it? Because there's got to be some advantage for black people with black people. It's just crazy. So I got to ask you all. We got a remap. Right? Are the people that the party is asking us to support, are they going to support us? I just want you to be clear that the same people who we're supposed to be supporting Riis were okay when they unleashed. Remember they said all parts of our community? This goes back to what Tamiko was saying, how this alderman praised, and quite frankly, it seemed like he was plugged, quite frankly, to me, Riis. If I was to listen to it, it seemed like he was the spokesman. The one who went to college but still plugged. Got the spot, getting everybody fed. But I think when you look at this whole situation, you think about when they had the power, what they did with it. They didn't, and they wasn't passive about it, Riis. They went out and got people. Innocents. Everybody we had was a victim. Do y'all remember when that lady called up and was like, I can't get to the grocery store because they waiting outside my house? And y'all sitting around here acting like ain't none of this real. Like you saw when they had the opportunity what would happen. Didn't nobody say, Riis, it's one thing for somebody to be going in and you bust on somebody that's going in your building. It's another thing for him to admit that when we gave you, we financed this. Financed it. We gave them $37 million and we supposed to be feeling some kind of way about Little Homicide? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And so, do you understand why when we talk about this ward remap is so important? And I really got to ask y'all, where is JB on the ward remap? Where is Juliana Stratton on the ward remap? Where are they on the right? Do y'all understand what happens when undocumented immigrants get to do that? Guess what? They can get on the plane and go back. Kill your people and be out. You ain't got nowhere to go. Oh, how soon we forget. Oh, how soon we forget. I think I heard somebody say we should be down there for another innocent life that was lost. I think I heard that today, somewhere. We don't need to be down there. Because how many of our innocent lives were taken or would be taken if given the option? Do y'all understand the concept of the red wedding? Okay, again, I'm going to tell y'all to go back, go on YouTube and just YouTube the red wedding. We sitting in the wedding hall acting like everybody cool with us when their whole plan is to kill us. When nobody was looking, or when they thought nobody was looking, you saw what happened. Did y'all hear them clips? I think it's important for us as we go out of here today, Riis. Before you go, pull up that Lopez clip one more time. I know y'all get tired of me playing stuff over and over and over again. And I want you to do something that I think I'm going to start doing regularly. And I know you probably somewhere sitting, you probably in your office, in your car, somewhere around the kids or something. But wherever you are right now, and you might be at the job so you can't scream, but I want you to say it so you can hear it. Black people first. I think we have been so convinced to put ourselves behind everybody that we can't even imagine ourselves first. So while you're sitting in your chair, while you are driving, while you are tuned in, I want you to say out loud, black people first. You ain't got to say it, black people first. But say it to yourself and get used to it. I know it's weird. It's weird. It's like, huh? You know, and I want you to practice making sure you say it all at the same level. Black people first. You ain't got to say it loud. Even if you say black people first, the black can't be lower. But I want you to say black people first. And then I want you to be thinking about all of this stuff. And as you mount yourself up and you making your sign to go stand in solidarity, who was standing in solidarity with you when the neighborhoods they were standing against you. They were in solidarity against you. Half y'all done forgot. Y'all back around here riding around kicking it. About to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Talking about Taco Tuesday. If it ain't a jerk chicken taco, you know Ray Lopez came up with that, right? He claiming the jerk chicken taco. But hey, y'all. Play that clip one more time, Riis, from Ray Lopez. And then after you do that, then play terrorism. It's the Maze Jackson Show. So for Maze and Riis and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? But we're going to start saying, not just asking the question, we're going to start saying out loud to ourselves, black people first. I want you to say it to yourself every day till it's something that you're not scared to say, till you can say it loud and you can say it proud. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. For Riis and Ruthie, we'll be back. And if you don't like it, still tell them. Maze said we out of here. Peace.
If I tell them to blow, I keep that metal close. That's how we ride in Chicago.
Alderman Lopez, welcome back to the Maze Jackson Show. The mayor has a very peculiar way she's dealing with this, and I'm trying to understand, why does it seem like we're handling this with kid gloves?
The reason that she's not going after the root cause, which is gangs, the reason she's not calling out the silent enablers, as I tweeted out the other day, is because those are many of the same people that she relied on to get elected. I'm talking about the not-for-profits, those that reach out for grants and try to be the intermediaries in a community to try and bridge some of these anti-violence groups, things of that nature. These organizations that say they're trying to build bridges oftentimes are the ones that are enabling the gang lifestyle and allowing it to go unchecked and not holding accountable the individuals causing the violence in the neighborhoods. Those same partners, which she funds, which she relies on, were unceremoniously all pimping themselves out at a press conference, saying nobody said a word about gangs, but what they did say is that we need more money for the programs that we offer to help stop the violence. And clearly, for more money to go to organizations that are working against the residents of the city of Chicago.
Alderman, how did y'all approve $37 million to go to one ward for violence prevention? $37 million? I don't think there's been a $37 million investment in anything black.
When these amendments to the budget or when these programs come before us, and I've asked the last time that these were proposed by the administration, what metrics are we using to ensure that everyone with their hand out was not still enabling gangbangers in the middle of the night? And oftentimes have intervened on behalf of gangbangers, particularly in the Latino community. When you see in other communities, like the black community, when you start doling out contracts to, say, Metropolitan Family Services, and now they're responsible for doling out to organizations to come into neighborhoods like, for example, West Englewood, contract out to organizations that have no connection to a community, build no bridges to a neighborhood, but get $300,000 to stop violence.
The most dangerous.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history. All because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed. To certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID